Good morning. I just wanted to say hi to everybody this morning. It's Bev at Best Byte, and I really appreciate all of you guys following me. It's really encouraging. And speaking of encouragement, I woke up yesterday morning, and you know how when you have more to-do list that float over from the day before, and you wake up that morning going, oh, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done. And then you start thinking about all of the energy you have to put into it and what it's going to take. And, oh, are you a little bit tired just from the events from the day before? And you kind of go a little bit negative. And I said, Lord, why does that always have to happen? Why is the first thing that happens when you start thinking, instead of thinking about all of the amazing things that happened the day before, or have the potential to happen that day, why does our mind always go to the negative first? And so the very first scripture that came to mind was, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so I just started meditating on that and thinking about all of the wonderful things that really had happened the day before, and all the wonderful things that had the potential to happen in the day that was ahead of me. And so here I am this morning, and I just want to encourage you. If the very first thing that happens is that you really have a tendency to go a little bit sideways first thing in the morning, stand up, get upright, and don't let the enemy tilt your world, because that's really the defeat that he has in mind. That's a strategy. And so we overcome the strategies of the enemy by putting on our whole armor of God, breastplate of righteousness, salvation, our hat. It looks really pretty on us in the morning. We know we're walking around, we're saved, we've already walked in freedom that Christ has died on the cross for us to have. And that puts us so much further ahead of the game than so many different people. So here we are. Our feet are shod with the preparation of peace. Our loins are girded with truth. We have in our right hand the sword of the Spirit to set apart anything that is not the truth, that's not of God. And the shield of faith lifted high to quench every fiery dart. And especially if those fiery darts come from our own mind and our own experience. So I want to encourage you today to think about something amazing and send it to me. Tell me something good that is happening to you. You know, I'm not really a huge Facebooker. I'm not a huge blogger. I'm really just, I don't have it as a natural gift. So I know that there are so many people out there that have just so many great stories to tell. And I think I have a good story, but I really want to hear your stories. You guys know a little bit more about me than I know about you, but send me something good that is happening in your life. I feel like there ought to be a whole news system that just talks about all of the great things that are happening. We had an amazing guest speaker last night from Bangladesh at Word Alive International Outreach. And he had just incredible stories of victory, and they live in a very difficult place, but I loved all of the good news that is coming out of there. And a good news message for them looks like a new pastor who in a new village has started with 26 people and 18 children, and it is a huge victory. So those are the amazing things that are happening in the kingdom, and I want to hear your amazing things. So tell me about them, and I'll look forward to hearing from you, and I'm going to keep you updated. Today, I've already had an amazing walk over at Chakalaka Park. It's beautiful over there. Had a Starbucks breakfast with my husband, got to see my son. I mean, everything is just going my way so far this morning. Will there be challenges? Absolutely. Is everything going to go right all day? Probably not. But I have the potential to have some really incredible things happening. And I'm going to think on those things that are good, things that are exhortive, things that are edifying, things that really bring great joy. So remember, the joy of the Lord is your strength. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you.